Good morning. It is 10:24 a.m. on Saturday, August 1st, 2020. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, I definitely slept in today. And so even when I say I just got up, should be understood to include having previously got up to use the bathroom, take Rocket outside, give him his breakfast, and then going back to bed. But that's what Saturdays are for, in my humble opinion. I definitely needed the extra sleep. I'm not sure. I think just the last couple of days there had been a little bit of not getting fully rested, even with the amount of sleep I got for whatever reason. I'm not sure. Anyway, I spontaneously yesterday, I shouldn't say spontaneously, I decided yesterday to watch both Bill and Ted movies. And the reason I'm walking back the spontaneously is because I actually know that one of my favorite film YouTubers, Mikey Newman, who has the Film Joy channel, is working on a video essay about the Bill and Ted movies and how there's the third one coming out. And so all of those things played into why I, felt inspired to watch those movies. Uh, Boy, I like those movies. I love just the idea that of these two lovable goofuses just bouncing around out having crazy adventures. It makes me happy to think about even beyond the boundaries of what actually happens in those movies. I mean, to be sure, Bill and Ted and its model of time travel, and specifically the way time travelers might fight by, oh, okay, well, we need your dad's keys, so we just have to remember that later, after we win, we have to go back. We have to go back 2 days ago, take your dad's keys then, and then leave them for us right here. And here they are. Like, that's amazing. And so that was a big influence on me for writing Space Casey 2, which had all sorts of time travel on it and that sort of thing. And I really love them. They're so just joyous. I will say that watching them back to back, I liked Bogus Journey a little bit less than I kind of remembered. Like, it still has parts that are just as good as ever, but then there were also some parts where I was just like, but it is what it is. Like, the idea of the evil robot Bill and Ted is kind of a cool idea, and I liked the way they sort of talked, like, the evil robot us's and the good human us's and all of that sort of thing. And they were like a legitimate threat as sort of antagonists for our guys. But I will say that there's almost maybe too much of them being actually bad and causing real damage to Bill and Ted's social circle. Like, I don't know. I felt like a big part of what I love about Bill and Ted is how wholesome the two of them are, for the most part, which I'll talk more about in a second. But so even just watching what I know to be imposters not act that way made me sadder than I expected, even though I knew what the whole story was. Let me briefly also mention that there are a couple of bits in those movies that didn't age well. I think for the most part, most of them aged very well. But there are a couple of moments where, gosh, you have to have the obligatory late 80s, early 90s homophobia. Yuck. Like where it's like the two of them are happy to see each other, so they hug, and then back off and then derisively each call each other a homophobic slur. And then they're immediately smiling again. So like there's no malice in it, but it just at the same time it just feels like ugh. Like ugh. I just wish that joke wasn't in there. Like it just didn't need to be there at all. It clunks like a sour note in the middle of an otherwise very fun song. And it's like yeah, and so it's weirdly like that joke was revisited in the second movie, but this time put in the mouths of the bad guys. Still not good. Still bad. You shouldn't yeah, that, and well, and to their credit, both Bill and Ted's, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves have certainly been asked about that, and they both say the obvious thing, which is, yeah, looking back, boy, we wish we hadn't done those jokes. But so other than those small bits, which are, you know, um, those movies are just so wholesome and joyous and fun, and I recommend them. Although knowing that there's that one little sour bit in there, I'm sure that the third one won't have that problem at least. But yeah, so in any event, we'll see how the third one turns out. But I just nonetheless love the idea of these two guys, Bill and Ted, just out there doing their thing. Be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. And I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes, and it's Sunday, so it'll be a rewatch of Legend of Korra. So that's it.